So the New England Patriots done messed up. They kicked a hornet's nest because the Denver Broncos are playing with house money, and they're like a caged animal ready to tear through whoever opens that cage on Sunday. We get definitive proof that Bo Nix is actually elite, and the Vegas line proves that without a shadow of a doubt. We get fantastic injury news about maybe someone riding in on a white horse who could absolutely tear through the New England Patriots on Sunday, and just why this is actually a very good matchup. And if Bo Nix was playing, you're already like buying your Super Bowl ticket, but still, I still think that is totally in play. We're diving into all that and more in this video. If you're new to the channel, I'm a diehard Denver Broncos fan named Ben, and it helps me in the algorithm out a ton. If you like the Broncos, if you would like and subscribe. So just like the jovialness with which Patriots Kingdom is talking about Bo Nix being out is getting on my last nerve. The unofficial spokesperson for the New England Patriots, he makes videos with Drake May's wife. He's in the suite with Robert Kraft all the time as Dave Portnoy. He put out a tweet there with like a fake piano track that's like very corny, and he like is actually laughing about the fact that Bo Nix broke his ankle. It's just like that kind of stuff. I guarantee you every single person in the Broncos locker room is looking at that and frothing at the mouth for what is about to happen. And just taking a look at like we went into this game and all the national media outlets were saying like Bo Nix was captain check down, he was mediocre at best, and you finally are seeing the definitive proof. How good is Bo Nix? Well, the Vegas line when Bo Nix went out moved 9 points from the Denver Broncos being a pretty heavy favorite to then the Denver Broncos being a very, very heavy underdog going into this game. And it's just crazy to me, like when Patrick Mahomes went out before the Titans game, the line moved 8 points in that game, and it said like an 8-point move is pretty standard for a like an elite player, obviously. And obviously with the line just moved 9 points for Bo Nix, and so you don't even have to ask yourself like, hey, what does Vegas actually think of Bo Nix? Because that's what the NFL thinks, because Bo Nix is really, really stinking good. And if you wonder like, hey, how are the Broncos going to respond to this? This could absolutely derail them. This could make them like a shell of themselves. They could just come in and duck their heads and just cover and move on to next year. And all you have to see is just some of the stuff coming out there about how the team is already rallying out. And when my brother sent, or actually I saw this on Twitter, when I saw this tweet come out, this is a tweet from Bo Nix's wife. And it's a picture here. You got Jarrett Stidham, Bo Nix's dad. In the corner here, you got Davis Webb. And then we got Sam Ehlinger right here with just a dejected Bo Nix. And you can just see Izzy Smoke's whole caption for this entire thing is saying that like she know that God has a plan for Bo Nix, and the joy that was brought through this experience, seeing every single teammate come to Bo Nix in that corner and offer him like resoluteness and saying like, hey man, this is not the end, just made me so excited. And then this line right here, we'll be in the front row cheering the loudest. Like that's the type of dude Bo Nix is. I won't even get into Caleb Williams and his painted nails and how he would respond to this, but there's an absolute difference here in the faith that Bo Nix has and how that translates on the field. Love the scripture she put here that you do not lose heart because the outer self is wasting away, because these light and momentary afflictions is preparing us for eternal weight of glory. So just absolutely love seeing that. Then seeing the new quarterback for your Denver Broncos, we're talking about Stiddy, seeing his wife come out and say it's been a whirlwind of emotions after the last game, but ends it with do it for 10. We've seen like so many Denver Broncos players tweet that like we're doing this for 10. This one's for Bo. And I'm just telling you, this is going to be a caged animal coming out there playing with house money with a team that has zero film to prepare for Jarrett Stidham. Yes, you could say Josh McDaniels knows him better than anyone else, but he doesn't know what Sean Payton is going to do with him. And that's probably actually makes it even more terrifying to try to prepare, because you're going through all of the different things that Jarrett Stidham can do without actually knowing what he's going to do. And that's a wild card for Sean Payton. And I absolutely love that. And then you're seeing just like a lot of voices that I truly respect on Twitter coming out and just say, hey, everybody who's been saying that this thing is over just doesn't watch football. I follow Tim Jenkins quite a bit, love his weekly breakdowns, and he just said Denver Broncos are not remotely dead. If you ask me, that is a objective third party who's coming out and saying this is not over whatsoever. And again, another guy who I follow a lot, an NFL journalist, saying, hey, if you look at how the Chargers and the Texans dominated that New England Patriots offensive line, Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper have to be watching videos of Dave Portnoy laughing at Bo Nix, their friend, getting hurt, and just saying, all right, we'll take care of business. Like it's now a business decision. This isn't going to be personal, what we do to the New England Patriots. This is absolutely going to be business. And knowing that like the New England Patriots actually did love Jarrett Stidham and thought about trying to get him this offseason. Obviously, they already loved him a lot going into his NFL career since they were the ones who drafted him. But I think that's going to make them probably like they're going to try to over prepare for it, but you have zero clue what Sean Payton is going to do for him. And just the crazy full circle nature of this, that, the last time the Denver Broncos won a Super Bowl, it also was at Levi Stadium like it's going to be this year. You also are playing a stifling Denver Broncos defense against a New England Patriots team. And truly, Peyton Manning, Jarrett Stidham is nowhere close to Peyton Manning's ceiling, like not even remotely close. But we remember that last year of Peyton Manning, he was a shell of himself. And so he was able to beat the Patriots with a great defense. And so there's no way that you should count the Denver Broncos out for Sunday. Obviously, it doesn't feel anywhere as cool as it would or as confident as we would had Bo Nix been playing. If Bo Nix was playing, I'm in Denver this week going to that game. And, that broke my heart to have that happen. But I'm still saying we have more than a puncher's chance in this game. Also love the trolling here from Nick Foles. We remember Nick Foles is the one who backed up Carson Wentz. After Carson Wentz towards the ACL, he went on to beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and he came out and said, hey, relax, Broncos country. The Patriots have a tendency to struggle against backup quarterbacks in championship-type situations. So I love this as the response to Dave Portnoy, get out of here making fun of Bo Nix, because we have a backup quarterback who's about to do what Nick Foles did. And then just like I couldn't help but watch that Bears game last night, hear how everyone talks about Caleb Williams, and be a little bit salty because there's just no doubt in my mind that Bo Nix has been not just the best out of his class in the playoffs, but he has been the best playoff quarterback in this entire playoffs. And even objective people will tell you that. Bo Nix has 4 touchdowns in his playoff career in 2 games with 1 interception. That interception was picked off by a lineman. It wasn't like a shady shot he took downfield to a wide receiver that he shouldn't. And just like, let's take a look at the scoreboard here just really quick. How are others doing? So you see last night, Caleb Williams, yes, he got his team into overtime, but then he also threw 3 incredibly costly picks in that game. And then we know the week before against Green Bay Packers team who had lost out all the way, like they'd lost every single game since they lost Micah Parsons. He throws 2 interceptions there. So you're looking at him having 4 touchdown passes to 5 interceptions. He's not even in the same conversation as Bo Nix. Like Bo Nix, the line dropped 9 points when Bo Nix went out. If Caleb Williams goes out, there are people in Chicago who thought Tyson Bagent should be the starting quarterback. So like that is how good Bo Nix is. And for all the talk about like Drake May, the NFL MVP, they have had a cake schedule. They have not played a full team like they are about to on Sunday in the Denver Broncos. And you look at his touchdown to interception ratio, it's 4-2, where Bo Nix is 4-1. But the better view of that is that Drake May has actually had 5 turnovers in the playoffs through 2 games, whereas Bo Nix through 2 games only has 1 turnover, not nearly as costly as any of Drake May's turnovers. And so this is just a very, very good matchup for the Denver Broncos and a team that's overhyped going into this. That they're coming in here knowing they're playing a backup quarterback. The pressure is on them. They have yet to win as a franchise, win a playoff game in Denver, and some of our favorite playoff moments have been the Broncos beating the Patriots, and we're talking all the way back to Shannon Sharpe calling the president and calling in the National Guard because we're killing the New England Patriots. Well, to Champ Bailey's 99-yard almost pick 6, to obviously one of the best games ever was the no-fly zone shutting down Tom Brady on that 2-point conversion. So this is a house of horrors for the New England Patriots, and all of the pressure is on them, where Sean Payton is playing with house money with a wild card that they want nothing to do with. And then the other thing that I just haven't stopped being able to think about is as we are thinking, like, what is Sean Payton going to game plan and, like, what is he going to do? I couldn't help but think about this last game against the Buffalo Bills, where everybody and their mom, including myself, was saying that the way the Denver Broncos beat the Buffalo Bills, what is it? What did we all say going into this game was going to be the key? And I found 100 articles about it. The key to beating the Bills was going to be a consistent run game. And Sean Payton said, oh, really? You don't think I can throw against the number 2 defense in all of football against the pass? Well, watch this. And in overtime, did we hand off the ball a single time? No, like we didn't. And so Sean Payton just takes all of the advice, and this is why he's such a wild card, because I think everyone thought the Broncos were going to try to run the ball in that game. And Bo Nix throws the ball for almost 50 times in that game and we don't run the ball a single time in overtime when you absolutely have to score. And so I think this is matching up very, very well for the Broncos, because you have no idea what to expect with Sean Payton. They have no idea what to expect with, obviously, with with Jarrett Stidham, and I think that is just a phenomenal thing. And last thing here is the great news is that guess who's riding in on a white horse probably this week? We're talking about J.K. Dobbins. His 21-day return window has been open, and he can come back anytime now. Now, we do remember last week the Broncos also opened up 2 21-day windows on other players who are then not activated for this week, but I'm taking J.K. Dobbins at his own word. When he was asked before that Chargers game, hey, are you coming back for the Super Bowl? And he smiled and said, I'm coming back sooner. We know he already was practicing on a side field last week, and if you have J.K. Dobbins back for this game, I just think you truly have no idea what to actually expect against them. There couldn't have been a better time for him to come back. And for a better time for the Patriots, have no idea what to prep for with us. Like, you don't know, is J.K. going to come back? You won't know until the night before. We've just seen a player who can make people miss in the hole, and unlike RJ Harvey, who is going to get you 2 yards, 2 yards, 2 yards, 40 yards, 2 yards, 2 yards, 2 yards, 40 yards. Sean Payton wants a guy who's going to get him 6 yards every single time, and that's absolutely what J.K. Dobbins is. And so him coming back is coming at the perfect time, because I think you could see an offense that is just night and day different than the offense we just threw up against the Buffalo Bills, which ended up getting their coach fired because of how much Sean Payton outplayed him, how much obviously Bo Nix played Josh Allen. And for all the Bills fans out there who are claiming that the Broncos won that game because of bad refereeing, the people who actually know football just showed you why did the Bills lose that game. And if they thought that game was lost because there was blown calls with a pass interference or with that interception, they would not move on and fire their coach. So that was the stamp of like, no, Sean Payton outplayed Sean McDermott. And Bo Nix in his second year gets further in the playoffs than Josh Allen has been in 9 years. And so, like, there's no doubt in my mind, this team has what it takes. It has bounced back from every single piece of adversity you have given it for the past 3 years. And I'm just so stoked for Sunday because we're playing with house money and we still BO-Lieve. But y'all, it's time to Stiddy up. Woo! And the ball don't lie.